Okay, I think we can start. Oh, there's more people coming. Hello. Good. So, we're gonna start with the best constant space that you ever had. Or not, I don't know, let's see it. I just have some slides to give you some kind of context about the role because until now some people already approached me asking what does a CXO mean? What the hell do you do? So I'm just gonna start giving some context of how we end up in this role. Hello, Glaucy, welcome. And then if you have questions, of course, I will open for you. Good. So for those who doesn't know, my name is Carol. I'm currently the MCVP Customer Experience and Operations, and I'm gonna be hosting this space for you, also with questions about digital marketing. Good. So we can start. Just to explain to you the evolution. For the past semester, I was MCVP Marketing, and then suddenly my role changed for MCVP CXO, and how this evolution came, how this decision also came. We got in replanning. Actually, it was in quarter review. Yes, in our first quarter review, we realized that some change were needed. After we went to IC, also we talked a lot about how was the role of the LCVP marketing, how we want to evolve, how we want to take care more of our products as products and not as programs. And we got to a decision together with the LCPs that we would close the marketing departments in the local level and we would move with the CXP structure. By CXP structure, meaning that all the operations are responsible for the entire process that happens inside their area. And together with that, of course, we would support from the MC level with more digitalization. So making sure that all the attraction part that happens online would be from the MC level. Okay, so with that decision, we decided to shift my role and put me as a customer experience operations. This means that I lead the 4 operations, and my role is basically to guarantee that customer experience is being delivered in the best way for all the products that we have. In our big idea before, it was also to have a digital manager to put under me, so I would be the one leading also the digital manager. Hello, Alina, welcome. But in the end, we didn't manage to find anyone. So we need to remodulate a bit of things, but I'm gonna also tell you about that. Okay, so the big question is what MCVP CXO actually means. And the answer for that is pretty simple. You better ask Adam. The thing is that this role, it's very flexible. As I was telling you, we basically create this role. I don't know if other entities in the world have a CXO. At some point, I think they had. I know that Brazil at some point had. But basically, it is like what is Isaac in Romania needs. In our case, as I told you, we got to a point where we need to improve a lot the way that we deal with our customers and the way that we deliver an experience for our customers in terms of all the products that we have. So that was the best decision for us, to have someone, in this case me, responsible for thinking about all the big strategies that we want to do for our customers to improve more and more the experience of our products. So that's basically the main idea of the role. But then, as I was telling you, it depends of what your entity is needing right now. I remember that when I decided to shift my role, I talk a lot with all the MCVP operations around the world, and they were telling me a lot about how operations role is basically what your entity needs. So you do what your entity needs. In this case, we were needing more focus on the customer experience and also more strategies in terms of IR and things like that. So basically, that's my responsibility right now. And what I do, I think about big strategies, and then I develop those strategies, and the operations make sure that they are implementing that. And as it's not just customer experience, but there is also the operations part. I also manage the team, so there is all the team standards implementation together with them. Good. What is the current status? As I was telling you, the initial plan was to have a digital manager together with us. So leading 4 operations plus the digital manager. But the main thing is that we didn't find this person. We opened first, second, third round. Nobody applied. I mean, some people applied after the deadline. The other ones couldn't fill the need that we were looking for. So in the end, we didn't select anyone. And the main idea is that right now, this somehow became a responsibility, but it shouldn't be like at all, because as I told you, the MCVPs are also dealing with the entire process of the product. So what we decided to do is to collaborate with a digital marketing company. We started the collaboration this January. And basically what we do is we brainstorm like operations team together with me. We decide what kind of strategy we want, what kind of message we want to pass. And then we pass this to the digital marketing company, and their job is like optimize this. So whatever you think, all the strategies that you think, we pass to the digital company, and they think about how they can make this work in the digital environment. So they have all of our goals, all of our numbers. Also, they will have access to the LC numbers, and they will make sure that we're gonna reach those numbers with that LC is also one. That's our current status in terms of digital marketing also. Now, like looking to the future, so after that I'll open for questions, but just so you can also see my perspective. I already have been talking with some people, like how I see the role of the CXO for next semester. It's to improve and develop more our products. So we are moving to some kind of micro projects for this semester. We want to deliver, like, instead of going like door by door and saying, hey, do you want to buy our product? We want to make this in large scales, having the strategical partnerships. So talking, for example, with Erasmus, making partnerships with NGOs for students to make sure that you can reach a big number. And this will mean also a lot of improvement in value delivery, in brand advocacy, like this big phase of the customer flow that we didn't develop so much. Like last semester, we worked a lot on attraction and how we can develop more in attraction. This still can be developed more. That's why we also need the digital. But in terms of what I see for this role for the next semester is think a lot about how we can package our products in the most simple way that everybody would like to have it. Take care of the customer flow. We are also implementing ECB for the first time. So this is also a responsibility of CXO. Also thinking about IR, it's a responsibility that I have. How you can make like big strategies for IR. For example, we are creating the Romania Everywhere hub for ICX more, but we're also thinking about how we can use this for OGX. So develop these kind of things, see their initiatives or international conferences. This is all like a responsibility that you need to decide together with the operations team. Then for the digital marketing person, I would see a lot of like focus on how we can digitalize base everything that we do. For example, if you take as an example, India, they are digitalizing even their members' recruitment. So they take a lot of HR forces and they are putting already online. So the first part of the selection process, it's a test that they do online. It was made by Dados, so that means also that it's a very smart one. But yeah, that's basically the big thing. Wait, we have a question. Yes, Klaus, I'm talking. You cannot hear me. You can try to log in out or log in again, maybe from another, like from Mozilla or Chrome or another thing. I don't know the name. Okay, so also another thing that I see for the future is a lot of education. So as I told you, we didn't found any MCVP digital marketing, and that makes our life way more hard. But the fact that we didn't found any is because like this kind of knowledge, and I'm not just talking about Romania, but I'm talking about like Europe itself. It's super hard. Like we are lacking in terms of education for these people. We don't have them inside the organization. And now that we also closed the marketing department, it's hard to give the education for them. So one of my focus from now on is to start to delivering that, and the digital marketing agency, it's helping me to deliver education also for all the members, so we can have people that are more specialized. Because from now on, this will be a responsibility from all the operations to make sure that their members understand also about digital market. So from digital market perspective, I'll see both of those two forces that you have there in the picture, education and digitalization as a focus. Anyway, these were basically the things that I have to tell you. Right now the space is for you to make all the questions that you have, all the things that you need, because I think that's how you can take more advantage of the space. So whatever questions you have, you can write, you can open a mic, whatever is better for you. one at a time. Okay, we have one from Christy. Which are the steps that are supposed to happen for the summer peak from digital marketing side? Well, for summer peak, basically almost everything is on the Lupa's responsibility right now. So the main steps that we are doing for this summer peak is, so for those who are not in Romania and don't know the Romanian reality, in December we had a summit with all the operations. The name was it was actually a congress, so it was Customer Experience Congress. And in that space we decided, hello Christy, we decided also to define the main message that we want to have for summer peak, which are our campaigns, and this was what each one of the operations did with their team. So they decided basically all of that. And since we are starting to collaborate with Lupa, which is again marketing agency, we pass to them all of the campaigns that we have, all of the message that we have. They already have access to all the materials that we use from the last semester, and they will start to improve this. Right now we are in the creation of the social media plan, and also from the website they are starting to design the new pages for the website that will be completely remodeled for a while. So they're building all of this, and yeah, those are mainly the next steps. So first they will create this social media plan with everything that we put it to them into consideration, and then it's just campaign process. So they post, they give analyze, they pass all the analysis to the LC as well, and until there we're gonna get to the biggest part. What I would see also digital marketing, if you had a digital marketing person doing, is also to think about how we can improve the other process. So brand advocacy, because if you want to take advantage of brand advocacy, we should do that from now, because we need to start to prepare the strategy. So when we are in the realization peak, we can start to collect content and align with the APs, if it's for OGX, align with the APs from before, that they can collect the proper content. So basically, that would be the answer for your question. I hope it's clear enough. Any other doubts, people? Can be anything also. If you have questions about specific operations that you didn't manage to ask them in constant space, maybe I can help you. Yes, say it. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I can answer that. So as I was telling you, this is basically correlated to marketing, specifically marketing, digital marketing knowledge. Of course, that first thing that we did with operations when they were doing their planning is also to think about how we can deliver knowledge about the products and the process for their own networks. But this means functional knowledge. From my side, what I'm gonna do together with Rifty, because this educational cycle, it's PM responsibility. And since we don't have a department that is responsible for marketing, I need to work closely to him to make sure that this is delivered to basically everyone. So what I'm doing, we have per month we have one training offered by Lupa, which is the marketing agency, and I'm planning to have in all the conference Lupa with us. So we're gonna have a team leaders conference now in February. Then in March we're gonna have new members and EBs also. In all that conference, we're going to be delivering knowledge for them. I want to start with soft skills, so general knowledge basically. So what is the marketing funnel? What does it mean to take care of customer experience? How you can create a campaign, this kind of general things also will be delivered. But at the same time, I want to create with Rifty TTM, which is train the marketeers. This idea was not only made by my head, but Mexico invests in this a lot. So they did a TTM basically open for everyone. So it doesn't matter if I'm from finance, if I'm from PM. If I want to go, I will go. And like that was, they were like incentivizing everyone to go to this space. And the TTM would be for hard skills. So how you create a design material with like not a lot of resources or not needing a lot of knowledge. How you can record the video and edit this video to post. How you can create content. How you can do like analysis. So this will probably be happening in April, this TTM, and I want to do like more than one edition. I want to do 2 editions because maybe for dates people cannot go. I think in a big scale, that's what we're planning. I also want to have some more touch points online to working with like booklets, videos, and tasks also. So for example, if I launch any kind of education right now, and this is also a pattern that the operations are going to use for their educationals, like cycles, the functional ones. If we launch some kind of education, some material, we're gonna make sure that we also launch a task so people can, you know, when you go to school, then the teachers teach you something and then they bring you homework so then you can test and then they evaluate your homework. Something similar. We give them tasks, and if they want to complete the tasks, they send it back to us and we feedback based on what they did so far. So that's my big plan for education. I think during the process, I will also see like if it's working, if it's not, and maybe it can be improved. But for now, that are the main ideas. Good. So we have a question also from Alina. What's the current strategy for IR for the summer peak? Okay, like it can somehow split it between ICX and OGX basically. So from my side, and I'm talking from my side as CXO, different from like what the girls do for their functionals. Okay, better. Okay, let me see if I can show you something. For the ones that were not at Twinkle, which was our past conference, I think would be helpful. Just give me 1 minute so I can find the. Okay. Just 1 more minute. Okay. Okay, I found it. I just need to share another screen with you. Okay, that's it. So you can see this graphic, right? If you think about my responsibility, how is it in the MC team? I'm responsible for this purple line, while the girls are focusing on the orange line. So whatever they do, like in terms of IR, it's correlated with normal process. And this is their responsibility. It's something that they were already doing, but of course they are seeing how they can implement those things in a more productive and like hack this normal process for their functionals. In my case, I focus a lot on disruptive growth, which is the purple line. And by focus on disruptive growth, like what I'm going to do, at least for ICX, I will be building the Romania Everywhere Hub website to attract more the trainees. We're going to be implementing also newsletter strategies for both for corporations, like for the entity partners, but also for the trainees. This is something that we want to do. So if people are applying for our opportunities, we're going to use get response, and they will receive some kind of newsletters to get engaged and to bring them to the website. The main idea is to in the website to have a lot of explanation, to have also testimonials, contact of people, like everything they want to be over there, live courses, all these kind of things. So this will be the main thing from now for ICX. For OGX, since we are focusing a lot on the macro projects, it's how I can support through IR the big chunks of people that we want to send. So for example, yesterday we had the meeting with Erasmus, and the girls are closing like which kind of opportunities they want. But the thing is that if you want to promote that through scholarships or things like that, you need to take basically entities that have a lot of opportunities in one single project to make sure that people are getting approved. So this will be my responsibility to find out which are those entities, to close the partnership with them for these big chunks of people that we are going to send. And also I'm trying to organize with the girls, 4 of them, how we can improve the co-delivery. So not only like going beyond tools that anyone can have and everyone have actually, but trying to take right now like good case practice from other countries and apply that with seeders also. Like these would be some kind of investments that you're gonna do to send like Romanian seeders to help with the co-delivery. I don't know if all of you received that girl, but at some point we had a girl from MOC that she was like just creating content around, and like she was the quality seeder to make sure that quality was happening here. It won't be like that, but in that sense, to have people that to have seeders also that can help us with co-delivery and other kind of strategies. That is it from my side. Like for IR, of course, there are like small details, so tracking if the entity partners are like, if they're having results from the entity partners, do some kind of like Romania everywhere kits to deliver to them in conference, like this kind of positioning, but more correlated to the products. That's what I said first. Good. Another question from Christy is, welcome Alina. It's how do you work with the other CXPs? That's a good question. So the main thing is that I was talking with one of the applicants about it. Like the main thing is that this structure was not like set from the beginning of the term, right? It was something that we decided basically, and we started to do after replanning. And I don't know if like you should take as I don't think you should take as an example what we do exactly over here, but I would tell you like what is the good, like how you should deal with this position. Main thing, as I told you, you're responsible for team standards, like implementation with them. So planning, also like team forming, so name, if you want to have a name, you have it, but like the team bonding part and the team creation part, you're responsible for that, responsible for planning, responsible for evaluation, for tracking, education. All of this is your responsibility. Right now, those things are split between me and Livio at some point. Livio is the MCP for those who doesn't know. I mean, we try to be sometimes. Joking, his. The thing is that like we split these responsibilities based on the past activities that you already have. Otherwise, it would be like kind of a big change. But these things, if you manage to establish from the beginning with Adam, I think it's easier for you. But all the full like responsibility of team management, it should be on you. Like basically what would be in the MCP, it's like the monthly one-on-ones that he has to see about team experience, also to see if that is like, if the CXP experience is feeling together like with the whole team, with the CXO as well, like this kind of things. But when it comes to plan, just to give you as an example, we did plans together, so my plan basically depends also on them. So first I went with each one of them, we saw the numbers based on the gaps that we have from the last semester and conversion rates, all these kind of things. I made the monthly breakdown with each one of them, and then we found the final numbers. Then when it comes to Gans, I was always like going around them to see what they were doing, if some of the things that they were thinking like was correlated, had some kind of similarity. We had a kind of a small meeting before we actually started the plans to see what are the things that we want as operations team as well. And then like it's tracking and routine. So for example, as a routine, what we have in the MC, that will depend also a lot about the next MC decisions. But as what we have is like, I have an operation meeting with each one of, with all of them once per week. And then we change, if I want to have one-on-ones, I just grab them. I didn't put that weekly because sometimes it's just not needed. We work in the same office. If I have something to talk to them, I just grab them and talk. And then we, after all monthly review and quarterly review, we sit together again as operation teams, and I go like with one-on-ones with each one of them to review the goals and set how we can recover if it was not filled, or how we're gonna do, like what we're gonna do for the next semester. So I know also how to track them. But basically that's it in terms of way of working with the CXPs. Also, Christy has another question. How do you work with OD and PM? Good. So the big synergies that I have inside the MC team, I mean, I have synergy with all of them, basically. Because also one of the main points of being a CXO is how you can take not the time, but how you can like centralize information. So instead of making Rifty go, like Rifty is the VPPM for this, who doesn't? Instead of making Rifty go one by one, like, hey, how are you going to do the education cycle? How are you going to do like to go for each one of the operations? Rifty come to me and we discussed about that. So thinking about like in this perspective, I basically have synergy with everyone. I would say that the more strong ones are finance and OD, because like, at least as I told you, again, CXO, it's what your country basically needs. And what Romania is needing right now, we need a lot of investments also. So I have a huge synergy with the MCVP finance to make sure that we are investing in the right things, that the investment that we are doing is coming back as a return. So I constantly talk with him about it. With OD, it's also a big synergy, because I mean, the operations results are LC results, and OD is responsible for LC growth. So our synergy is correlated to that. So to analyze and see how is the LC growth, how the trackers are dealing with that, how LC coaches are also aligned with the operations initiatives, like all these kind of things. If LCPs are aware of what is the like operations timeline initiative, so they can also be tracking their VPs properly. If we see that there is an LC that is dropping, what we can do to make sure that that operation that they have as a focus grow, how we can allocate resources, like all these kind of things. It's basically the synergy that I have with OD, how we can make LCs grow through operations also. And with PM, it can go as far as you go, but what I'm focusing right now with Rifty, it's, as I said to you first, a lot about education, also about IXP. If you want to take IXP to another level, like usually be a synergy between PM and OGX mostly, but we want to make it better. So it's also a synergy with me. I guess also like somehow the education cycle is like with 4 conferences, like Rift usually is the one responsible for that, so that also gets to me. Basically, those are the things. And also like usually what I do in the operations meeting, we saw which are the demands that we have from back office, and then we have a back office meeting, and then I pass those things for them. So besides what I told you, there's also that things that comes through demand. But that's it. Any other questions, people? Okay, we have one from Marianne. Based on what is taken the decisions of LCs keeping their Facebook page or to merge with ISAC in Romania? If it's not merged, what will be your role in the LC's digital marketing strategy? Okay, so just also to give context for those who doesn't know, in WinCall we had legislation, and the LCPs voted for merging all the pages into ISAC in Romania page. If the LC doesn't decide to not merge, first of all, the LC will lose membership. And from our side, for me, it's simple. We present to them all the plans that we have, all the strategies that we have, how we want to drive all the campaigns. If they don't agree with that, I don't have anything legally speaking or besides that to do it, and I won't be able to support also, because whatever the support that I can give to them, these are my campaigns, this is my timeline, this is what I do, this is the website link. If they want to use it, they'll be able to use it. If they don't want to use it, then I cannot support them. Besides that, because all the strategies that you're doing from the MC level, it's correlated to the campaigns that you create and to the timeline that we have, to the collaboration with the marketing agency also that we have, and everything will go in one place. So if someone is out of that context, I don't really have a way to support besides giving them what we're already using for the national campaign. I hope I answer your question. But legally speaking, if they don't want to lose membership, all of them should merge. I know that Bucharest won't merge because they had that kind of problems. Besides that, I think it's fine for the rest. Good. Any other questions? I think since we don't, while you're having other questions, I think there's something that is important also to tell you in terms of digital marketing. For the first time, we're starting to move with B2B strategies, so we never work for with marketing for ICX in the business to business perspective. So that's the first time that we're starting to do. We're going to start to use LinkedIn. As I told you, we're going to have also newsletters for ICX. When it comes also for IGT, we're going to start to deliver newsletters for account management, or even for approaching new companies or new organizations, like for both sides, IGV and IGT. This is something that we want to start to do. Let's see if I can have another. We're gonna also open a page on the website that can be connected also with COP, and we want to start to move slowly but surely to B2B strategies. This is an extra information. Other questions? Is the marketing agency helping with COP? Somehow. The thing is that COP is managed by AI, and unfortunately we cannot touch anything inside that system itself. What they will help us, you know how we have with with OGX, how we make the connection and you create a new registration form that is connected to OP. So basically it's the same thing that we're going to do for the companies. We're going to do a interface that will connect the COP with our website, and the registration form will be more simple, and then they will probably see already the opportunities in the next page after they register, if COP help us. But that's the main idea. As far as I know also, AI, it's working a lot for OP version, let's say 3. So they are having some improvements in OP, and the main idea is that they can finish until March, and after that their main focus will be COP. So there will be also some improvements that they will be doing, but not from our side. We cannot mix with or deal with COP. Other questions? No. We still have 27 minutes, so feel free. Okay, since you don't have questions, I can give more information and impressions of how is being my role so far. We have one question. What would be the involvement in Youth Speak Forum as CXO or digital marketing? Good question, Mariam. Until now, Youth Speak Forum is a full responsibility of PR. So I don't get involved. I didn't get involved until now. They're already starting with the project. What it can involve me at some point, it's remember how in the last Youth Speak Forum we decided to put scholarships for OGX and for OGV, and then if things like that come, for sure Andrea will contact me. In digital marketing side, I see a lot of synergy as well, to make sure that we move with the survey. If you want to promote also the survey with the Youth Speak Forum, the whole event promotion, that needs to be aligned from before, to make sure that everything is promoted in the right way on our page. And not only in our page, how we can even have a new, I'm just saying, I don't know if that's the plan of Andre from this semester, but I don't know, we want to create a new website only for Youth Speak Forum that can be used, and change from event to event. Digital marketing, again, every time that you think about digital marketing, you should also think about optimization. So whatever are the strategies that we decide to have it, the digital marketing needs to optimize those ideas and those strategies in the virtual environment. Okay, so as I was telling you, while people are thinking about other questions or something, I can give you some kind of impressions of how it's been my role so far. Like it's a lot of, at least for me, it was a shift because then before, like for the last semester, first of all, I had a network, so it's a different routine that you have, and then also dealing like with VPs, team leaders, you need to like deliver them education. It's kind of a different routine. And from now, for me, it was kind of weird at the beginning because basically my week is searching for tools, seeing tools, tracking tools, tracking the results per tools and stuff like that, and having meetings. So that's something that you also should be aware of the role of CXO. At some point, like it seems that you're having so much meetings that you're not working, but then it's right the opposite. Like meetings eat your work from now on. Make sure that everything is aligned, that everything is clear for everyone, also with the rest of the team, that we have all the resources and all the back office areas, like helping the operations. It's this kind of thing. So just for you also to be aware that it's a different routine than what you're usually like used to be, I don't know, to sit down at the computer and work like for 3 hours on a roll on something. It's very hard to do that because usually your work will depend also on other people's. And one extra thing, since you still don't have any other questions, like some people already asked me that, if I think even if you get a digital manager, if we should get rid of the digital company, my answer is I don't think so, at least not for now, because they help us a lot. Also with the education part, as I told you, and if now like we don't have a lot of people that are specialized on digital marketing, like a person cannot do everything that the company is doing. The company can do everything that they're doing because they also have HR over there. So they have people to go in the page and post. They have people to evaluate and to track or to do materials. And right now, if you just select a digital manager, imagine how hard it would be for this person, because right now you're dealing basically with 7 like regular campaigns, and then you also have recruitment, which it gives us 8. And if you also promote global host, global family, this will give us like kind of 9 campaigns at the same time, like almost happening at the same time. And a person cannot deal with all of that. So at least for this first like period, I would see the marketing agency helping us maybe even until the end of the year. And from next year, hopefully we can have like the digital manager would have the digital marketer would have a big, huge structure of ANSTs, like 20, to create content, to post things on Facebook, to analyze things, like this kind of things. Any other questions, people? Alina doesn't have any. Yulia said that she finished all her stocks of questions. What about the rest? Christy not. Christy, but 2 Christys, oh my god, a lot of Christys. Diana, no. Klaus, can you hear me now? Do you have any question? Carmen, no. Maria, no. Okay, so if you don't have any other questions, I can start to go to like finalize the space. Thank you all for coming, first of all. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but if you have any kind of questions correlated to anything, for those who are internationals, how is to live in Romania, I mean, it's amazing. I'm just saying from now. But if you have any other questions, you can just contact me on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on email, whatever it's better for you. I'm 100% open to help all of you to stay in this country or to come to this country. It's an amazing place. Second time I'm here. I don't know if I'm leaving or not, but I would definitely recommend the Romanian experience for all of you, as MCVP even more. I think you all know that Romania is growing more and more in terms of also visibility in the global plenary. So it's a cool place to be. So I guess that's it. Then we don't have any more questions. Again, if you need something, just let me know. Thank you all for coming, and bye-bye. Have a nice day. Welcome, bye people. Good luck with your applications. I'm anxious to the MCC day to see all of you there. Bye.